Yes, ma'am. We are live on YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, shall we start?
Yes.
Honorable Advocate Shashi Kiran, ma'am, advocates and student attendees. We team Legal Expatiate welcome you all to our 17th webinar on recent amendment in Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. A forum of advocates, students, and research scholars, Legal Expatiate, by harnessing the thriving technology, organizes webinars, research article writing competitions, virtual moot court competitions, certificate courses, etc. And today, for our 17th webinar, we are privileged to have with us Honorable Advocate Shashi Kiran ma'am, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India, who would be enlightening us on recent amendments on Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. With more than 36 years of experience in rendering legal services, Advocate Shashi Kiran ma'am is one of the renowned and leading lawyers in Delhi NCR. In addition to successfully representing individual and corporate clients at various courts of law and tribunals, she has also commendably served as a prominent panel advocate of corporations such as Delhi Metro, MTNL, MCD, Union of India, Ministry of Railways, etc. She has been in news for her widely acknowledged PILs demanding family courts in Delhi, prevention of female infanticide, etc. Not only this, but she is also having legal publications in her name. We are truly honored and privileged to have such an eminent persona and experienced persona amongst us today. Now, I request ma'am to address the attendees. Please do the honor, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, today we are discussing on the subject of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Act. You see, there was time then people were not able to even imagine that there can be abortion. Still, in many countries, abortion is illegal. Maybe some health problem, some health issue, even then women are not able to get this abortion. But in India, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act came first time in 1971. This is a 50 years old law. Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act has been amended a number of times, but recently it has been amended and now it is most advanced law. There are many countries where abortion is legalized and they are having a liberal approach. So India is also among those countries where the country and the people are having a liberal approach about the abortion. I will first tell you about abortion in India. In India, there is a survey of 2015. That is a study of Indian Journal of Medical Ethics, which has observed that 13 of the maternal deaths in India can be attributed to unsafe abortions. 6 to 7 women lost their life due to unsafe abortion every day. Many of those who survive such methods are compelled to live a life of pain compounded by many problems. There may be sometimes some disease or sometimes maybe infertility, etc. So in India, 1.5 crore abortions take place every year. This number is huge. But recently, keeping in view this fact that there should be abortion, they should be legalized. Of the abortion increase, it has increased the limit. Earlier, as per original act, the limit of abortion was for a period of 12 weeks. It has been increased time to time. Now, study have shown that the 20 weeks limit was there of abortion, that was based on the outdated medical concept from 1970. In 1971 Act, it was up to 20 weeks limit. Then there has been development in medical science. Now abortion is not so difficult. New methods have taken place, so it is safe to get medical termination of pregnancy. Certainly, there is a advanced technology also, so it is possible to have abortion at a later stage also. So accordingly, there was need to have a change in law. Many people used to approach the court, and then with the intervention of court, they used to get relief. So certainly this was need of the time has come that there should have been amendment in our law. So accordingly, the amendment has taken place. So now I will tell you what is the law, what was the law, and what is now after amendment. First, I will tell you that India now stands among nations with highly progressive law, which allow legal abortions on a broad range of therapeutical, humanitarian, and social grounds. At present, there are 26 countries, including Thailand, Egypt, Angola, Philippines, Iraq. These are the countries, they don't permit abortion, but there are many countries which permit abortion. Their abortion is not illegal. Some countries they permit abortion only when there is a risk. Woman has some risk, some kind of health problem or some other risk, then they allow. But there are many countries where still they have a very narrow view. They don't allow abortion as a matter of routine. But in India, now, after this amendment, it has come among those countries which are having progressive views about abortion. In India, abortion was legalized by Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, that is called MTP Act 1971. And it was enforced in 1972. And then provisions were revised in 1975. Now further, since legalization of the abortion in India, deliberate induction of abortion by registered medical practitioner in interest of mother's health and life is protected under this act, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. Now question comes, what is the aims of this MTP Act? Aims is to provide medical maternal health scenario to improve the condition of women and to minimize the risk. What happens, suppose this act is not there, even then abortions can take place. Of course, some midwives or some nurses, they do it with the old method which are not safe for women. So this MTP Act is having aims to legalize abortion services. It promotes across to safe abortion services to women. Another thing, it decriminalizes the abortion seeker. What happens, suppose a woman for any reason is willing to have abortion, and if abortion is not allowed, then certainly they will go to anyone, maybe any unregistered medical practitioner, and maybe at the risk of their health, they may get their child aborted. But when act is there, it is legalized, so there is no chance for a woman to be fearful and just to go to some unregistered medical practitioner. Now, as per this act, termination is done by the medical practitioner only. Rather, medical practitioner is required to terminate after gestation prescribed by the act. Act prescribes time limit when abortion can be done. And now with the amendment, that gestation period has been increased. So now when can pregnancies be terminated? It is up to 20 weeks gestation period is there. 20 weeks. This is as per 1971 Act. But now what happened? This amendment has increased the upper limit to 24 weeks in certain cases. Certainly, there are certain conditions. Medical board can allow abortion beyond 24 weeks also. And pregnancy from rape not covered beyond 20 weeks. Abortion allowed if mother's health and child are at risk. Abortion up to 12 weeks on advice of a medical practitioner. So these are the conditions. Another question comes that there are various things in the act where it is clearly mentioned when woman can have abortion. Certainly, if woman is below 18 years or woman is mentally ill, then consent of guardian is required. Not only this, any registered medical practitioner should also have opinion that yes, under these circumstances, a woman can have abortion. And about RMP means registered medical practitioner can give opinion for termination up to 12 weeks. An opinion of two registered medical practitioners are required if termination is of pregnancy is between 12, 12 to 20 weeks. So there are certain conditions when termination medical termination of termination of medical pregnancy is there. There is a provision. Another thing is this, that Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 came. At that time, it was treated a very progressive law. But before 1971, when it was not in existence, certainly the situation was very difficult. Now, question comes whether it is safe to have abortion after 20 weeks. Why limit has been increased? Why there is a gestation period which has been increased? If it was not good in 1971, how it can be good or how it can be treated good at this stage? There is an answer to this question. Whenever any technology is there, medical technology is there, it develops. With the gap of time, new methods are adopted, and there may be certain conditions which improve. Technology improve, then there may be some other things. So naturally, the situation which was in 1971 is not at present. There has been lot of medical development, lot of surgical development since 1971. So today there may be many operations which are being done which were not done in 1971. So same is the condition regarding medical termination of pregnancy also. With the improvement in the technology, this was required that there should be increase in the gestation period of termination. Now the question of abortion needs various aspects. Many countries are still not in favor of abortion. So there are things like human rights, that aspects come. Then principle of solid science come. As I told you, now science has developed. Then in step with advancement in technology. So now technology has been advanced. So this was the need of the time to have this increase in the limit of the period of the abortion. So certainly this has been done by the amendments in the act, and now the period has been increased. Another thing I would like to tell you that there are various things, various conditions. There are various changes also in the which we can consider that is a very important, which are there in the amendment. This is amendment called 2020 amendment. You know, one hand it is allow abortion up to 24 weeks of the gestational period, and this is the age of the fetus should be 20, maybe up to 24 weeks. But there is a condition, it should be in vulnerable categories of women. There is a no limit of gestational age in case of pregnancies with substantial fetal abnormalities diagnosed by medical board. There has to be opinion of two doctors. It is must that there should be opinion of two doctors. Failure of any method, which is contraception, in married women. This was the condition in 1971 Act, that abortion would have been done only by married women. There was no scope for unmarried women. So naturally, then doctor used to allow unmarried women, after taking some extra money or just by concealing the fact that woman is unmarried and so many other things. But now, if there is a failure of contraception, it is not only limited to medical women, it is also allowed for unmarried women. So no reason is there. Earlier, this condition was limited, but now it can be available to any woman. Doesn't matter whether she is a married or whether she is unmarried. You see, by this change, by this important changes in MTP Act 2020, certainly woman has got right of reproductive right over their bodies. They have got right whether they should have child or not. Maybe sometime it happens when women become pregnant. There may be conflict between husband and wife. They become separate. Immediately after separation, sometime women realize, oh, she is pregnant. When marriage is not successful, some women, or maybe many women, may not be interested to have a child of such person who is now living separately or going to have divorce. So in that case, woman should have right whether she should carry child of such person or not. So this is a good step that now woman can decide whether she should have child or not. Another thing, in 2003, WHO developed technical and policy guidelines to help governments pass progressive abortion law. So it was need of the time that India should also have, because India is already following the WHO. So India should also have amended its law. So, with this amendment of 2020, India is also now one of the progressive country where we are having progressive law. Worldwide, abortion is acknowledged as an important aspect of reproductive health of women. Certainly, women should have this right, and in India also, women should have. So, with this, I will only say one thing, that with this new law, now there has been more chances for women to approach whenever there are any such circumstances that she has to go for abortion, so she should then have abortion whenever she decide, maybe for any reason or maybe on ground of health, then she will have right. Another thing, provision of substantial risk of child being born with serious mental and physical abnormalities, so as to be handicapped in life, or maybe there is some structural abnormality, chromosomal mm, deficiency, genetic abnormality. In all these conditions, if abortion is not allowed, woman will be forced to have a child which may be handicapped when child take birth, and she has to live with that child whole life. So abortion, especially with this new amendment, gives right to the woman to take a decision in case there is some deficiency or some risk or abnormalities in a child. Now, where MTP should take place, medical termination of pregnancy, this act also give, it act also throw light on the issue. A hospital established or maintained by government, or a place approved for the purpose of this act by a district level committee constituted by the government, with the chief medical head office or chief medical officer or chairperson. So these are the things which government decide. It's not that MTP is available everywhere in all the hospitals. If it will be allowed, then law may be misused. So there are places which are registered. And certainly with this MTP place to be approved by the district level committee, chaired by CMO or DHO, these are the places where abortions take place. In case there is any default, then this act also make owner of the place responsible for the default. And now I will tell you few more things which this act has taken care. There are certain rules, regulations. So it has to be, everyone has to follow those rules and regulations. There has to be, can prescribe certain clinics, should also display certificate from the owner of approval, approved place. In case there is this facility is available, then it should be displayed, and it should be provide access that yes, these are the places where these services are being given. And not only this, there has to be certificate from owner of approved places agreeing to provide access. So these are the certain things which this act takes care. Not only this, it also provides that there can be MTP act from first trimester only up to 20 weeks, but now this act covers up to 24 to 28 weeks. So certainly with new act, with the amendment, women are having more freedom. But still I will say one thing, one should think that whether medical termination of pregnancy is unavoidable. If it is unavoidable, then only one should take a mature decision. If it can be preventive, it is good. But if circumstances are such, maybe health or maybe some other reasons, then only one should go for the abortion. So with this, I will end my this lecture. I will only say one thing more, that any law may be framed with good intention. It is for the people to use it with good intention and with good spirit. If people who are using this, who are adopting this, are not having good spirit, certainly it can be misused. As Act ensures that services are provided by the qualified persons in safe and hygienic settings. If these things are not taken care by the doctors, there may be some problems. If experience and training which is required as per this act are not followed, certainly there may be some problems. So similar way, there may be many authorities, district level committees may be there, but after all, this is our duty. We should be vigilant. If everything is going as per law, it's fine, but if anybody come across any such situation where something illegally is being done, or people are doing it not in accordance with law, we must report to the authorities, and we should be careful that law should not be misused. Law is there to help the woman, to help the unborn child, to help that abortion should take place in case there is some abnormality. But it does not mean that one should go for abortion and keep on going as a matter of routine. No, it's not for that. So, with this, I will conclude my lecture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We team Legal Expatiate express deep sense of gratitude to Advocate Shashi Kiran, ma'am. We are grateful to you, ma'am, for taking your time out and for enriching with your words, knowledge, and wisdom. We are also thankful to all the YouTube attendees for evincing interest in today's function. Thank you so much, one and all. Have a good evening, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.